Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on YouTube, Google Hangouts. It's the Rope Breakers. We're in the building with another episode of React with Rope Break, and we're reacting to Monday Night Raw. Obviously, you knew that. Otherwise, maybe you need to get checked out. The esteemed panel, ladies and gentlemen, Alec Kozubsky,
What's going on, guys? You enjoy the show?
Matt Donato,
What is up?
and it's just me, Aussie. And ladies and gentlemen, another good episode of Monday Night Raw. Can't deny it. I see people on Twitter already hating on the show, giving it a 6. I saw somebody giving it a 6 out of 10. Come on now. Come on now. Listen, I'm a pretty...
The hell with those people. I give them a 4 out of 10.
Yeah,
I give
with
those
the Bret
people a
Hart
4 out
face.
of 10. Yeah, exactly. Bullshit.
Anyways, we're going to go around and cover, all the cool segments that happened on tonight's show. And as always, we are always open to questions from you guys, the fans. That's the first and foremost top priority. So right now we've got Yogi signing in. Yogi watching the show every week. He says, "Evening all. How we all doing? We're doing pretty damn good. How about yourself, Yogi?"
Welcome.
What's going on, Yogi?
And if you're new to the show, please, right below here on YouTube, go ahead, comment. Let us know you're here. We like to see who's watching the show, when they're watching the show. That way, when it's time to give out prizes, we can keep you in mind as, that guy's been watching for a while. Maybe it's time to give him his main event push. Either way, why don't we go ahead and start off with the ending of Raw. Matt, why don't you give us your thoughts on the Brie Bella and Stephanie McMahon segment?
Obviously we knew that was coming. We knew that this match going in SummerSlam was going to happen. Exciting. It's awesome. It's a build-up that's been happening for a while. They finally built something up properly. I'm psyched about that just alone, that they've built this up properly. It's something that everybody wants to see. Stephanie McMahon has developed herself as such an outstanding heel on this show right now that anybody that's going to fight her going to SummerSlam is going to get over big time. So this is huge for Brie Bella right now. I'm excited for it. Love the segment. Both girls going at it. Excuse me. And how about them? Was it a Jamie Noble chant?
Yeah, right?
That.
He took a beefy elbow to the grill.
Jamie Noble taking one for the team.
Did you see? If you guys follow us on Twitter, you saw what my post was in regards to the whole knockout brawl there. All the agents coming out, which of course most of them former, mid-card wrestlers, and Joey Mercury immediately hopping in and nearly motorboating Stephanie McMahon. Had a face full right there. My girlfriend's in the room next door, but I envy the hell out of that guy. Well done, Joey. I see you out there. You still got a little bit of Eminem in you. I'm getting some heat over your girlfriend now. But Alec, what did you think about that whole bit there? Obviously we knew, or we were expecting, and I don't know if everybody's on the same page here, but most of us were expecting that we were going to get this match. But being that we were teased by Stephanie before about her in-ring return, I wasn't necessarily 110% sure. Sometimes we do get misled. Alec, were you excited that, we finally did get the exception of, Stephanie actually going to be hopping back in the ring here?
Absolutely. I mean, it's huge. Like she said, she hasn't stepped in the ring in over 10 years, and even 10 years ago when she was in the ring and before that, she was still exciting to watch because of her character. And she's established herself as this character now where she's the boss that you hate and you just want to go in and just beat the living hell out of them. She's really established herself as that, which makes that match so exciting because Brie's going to be over as this huge face and Stephanie's going to be this monster heel. It's gonna be a great match.
Yeah, I hope it is everything that we're hoping it's going to be. Obviously, like Stephanie alluded to, she has not been in the ring for 10 years. I'm not even sure I really care how she performs in the ring as long as her ring attire is, revealing.
Yeah, we don't want that.
And I feel like she'll wrestle in like a pantsuit.
Yeah, she's gonna come out in her suit and roll her sleeves up or something. That'd be a disappointment.
Yeah.
Hopefully, she doesn't wear like one of those Oksana shits. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. She's in pretty good shape. I don't see any reason why she couldn't wear, some regular ring gear.
No, she definitely could pull it off. No doubt about that. No, I just feel like creative would be like, we need you in a pantsuit.
Yeah, Vince.
Yep.
Yeah. And right now the girlfriend is off camera. Little does she know we can see her in the mirror with the figure things when she pops on. She's wanting me to tell everybody about the workout video that she was doing with WWE, pointing out that she, looks pretty ripped in those pictures there. So, for those of you wondering out there, you can hashtag Becky on React. Becky making her rope break debut. And, our first weigh-in really comes from Yogi, who wants to say that he thought Raw was brilliant again. And for those of us that are American, brilliant is, what the British people like to say. It was brilliant, mate.
Wow, yeah, you just lost us a couple of overseas viewers. Thanks.
Wow, that was harsh.
We just went down.
Donato, why don't you go quick? Go quick. Know what we need right now? Somebody needs to screen capture Donato's face and make a meme that says "Quit yourself."
Quit yourself. Yes.
It's gonna happen now. Thanks.
It better happen. But in all seriousness, Yogi, we appreciate you as a viewer, buddy. And we too thought Raw was brilliant. What do you guys want to cover next as far as the show goes?
Wow. I don't know. There was so much that happened.
You know what? Why don't we just keep on the same, not necessarily the same topic, but sticking with Stephanie. How about that segment with Stephanie and Y2J? Were you not marking out?
Oh, definitely.
Gold.
Definitely. It was it was like a blast from the past, total mark out moment. It was, oh man, it was great.
Total gold. Seeing him standing on the top of the ramp like that immediately pushed me back to The Rock, to the 90s, when The Rock would come out on the stage like that and wouldn't get in the ring, would talk his trash. When Y2J did it, it was just awesome. Absolute mark out moment. Just awesome. Comedic gold. I was dying. Loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, I mean, you say The Rock, too. It brings me right back to those Jericho days when he would sit at the top of the ramp and call Stephanie a tramp. Immediately, I went on Twitter and posted the quote, "Stephanie, you're the best. I mean, best."
Yep. One of the greatest moments in wrestling history. Yep.
I don't know if I go that far.
I mean, it was a decent storyline for sure, back then anyway.
Yeah. Jericho, of course, like Matt said, always comedic gold. And immediately him coming out on the ramp and going off like that, Triple H reacting the way he does. The thing about that is Triple H always sells the shit out of stuff like that. It really brings me back to when Triple H was slated to face Dude Love in that shit. I can't even remember what the gimmick of the match was, but it was some match on Raw where he was gonna face Dude Love. It was like a no holds barred or no DQ match or something like that. And Dude Love comes out on the screen. Everybody knows it's one of the most famous segments in Raw history. Dude Love comes up on the screen and says, oh, this match is not my style. It's not for the dude, blah, blah, blah. But I know somebody else that can do it. And then Mankind comes in on the same screen. And Mankind's like, oh, I'm fucking weird, but I can't do this match. But I know somebody that can. And then Cactus Jack comes out. Go back and watch that footage and look at Triple H sell the shit out of that reaction.
Yep.
On the Mick Foley DVD, he went out there and said like how appreciative he was that Triple H sold the shit out of it. He was flipping out, and half of the audience didn't even know who Cactus Jack was because at the time he hadn't wrestled in the WWF as Cactus Jack. So, tonight, him flipping out like that at Jericho, it makes it that much better.
Yep.
And I agree. Yeah, and I agree. And I'd also like to point out that was some pretty spot-on Mick Foley impressions, gotta say.
That, in case you guys didn't know, the Impressions CD is slated to come out in a 2-pack with my my entrance theme impersonations.
It'll be out when CM Punk returns.
Yeah, the day CM Punk returns, I'll release me humming and whistling all of the WWE theme songs. Oh, man, we should really not tell inside jokes on the show because everybody's just looking at the screen like, the fuck he means he's going to hum the WWE theme.
Yeah, you had to be there. You have to hear it in person to really get why that should never happen.
Hashtag best for business. Anyways, moving on in the show, again, we are taking your suggestions on YouTube and on Twitter. Whatever you guys want to talk about here, it's an open forum. We will discuss what you guys think we should talk about. But right now, we've got a first-time viewer in the house, WWE Titantron Man. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. And this is the first time, so those of you on YouTube that it's maybe not your first time tuning in, why don't you pop this jabroni's cherry, let them know what Rope Break is all about. We're here to please the fans. Normally we do giveaways and shit like that. It's a no-holds-barred discussion. Today, or tonight, we're talking about Monday Night Raw. Tomorrow, what's going on tomorrow, guys? Anybody want to let them know what's going to happen tomorrow?
The podcast. The podcast is happening tomorrow. When does it happen? Right before main event. Come on.
That's right.
If you're new, that's understandable. You wouldn't know that. But it's okay. If you're a regular and you didn't know that, what the hell are you doing? Where have you been?
If they're a regular and they didn't tell their friends, Matt, what does that mean?
Oh, man. Listen. I say this all the time because it's the God's honest truth. If you have wrestling friends who love wrestling, and they don't know about Rope Break because you didn't tell them, oh, man, you're a terrible friend.
Terrible.
Yeah, you're just not a good friend. That's all there is to it.
No.
I mean, you see these three good-looking, handsome gentlemen. You see Plan C in the back behind me. You see a plethora of action figures. I'm a grown-ass man here. But I got the action figures in the back. There's no hating. But anyways, we're getting off topic here.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the down spots in the show because, like I said, a lot of people on Twitter saying, hey, it wasn't that great of an episode. And these are those fans that are, never going to be pleased unless they see Austin come out in a beer truck or something of that sort. So, I've really got no love for them.
Yeah, and, I don't understand that. Like, it's not the Attitude Era. It's over with. Get over it. It's done. It's not going to come back. You're not going to see Austin. You're not going to see The Rock. You might see The Rock, but it's not going to be The Rock you remember.
Yeah, we've learned that.
It's going to be fucking Dwayne Johnson.
No. It's not going to be Dwayne Johnson. It's going to be, I am taking a shit. Oh, you thought I was going to say Hercules. Either way, the down spots of the show, there really wasn't many of them, but I know one thing that you really weren't 110% interested in seeing, Matt, was the Dolph Ziggler and Usos versus Ryback and Miz. I mean, they had potential with that match, but I believe you think at least that they dropped the ball. Why don't you go ahead and speak on that?
Definitely dropped the ball. My issue with it, I wasn't feeling it right from the start. I was like, I hate when they take. I really honestly believe that this Miz Ziggler feud needs to be a solo feud. I hate when they take these important feuds and they throw them into because they don't know what to do with these other two guys. Let's just make a 3-on-3 tag team match. So as soon as I saw that, that kind of threw me off. Not a big fan of that, personally. You shut your mouth over there shaking your head. It's my goddamn opinion, and I can have it if I want it.
Yeah, I got to spot you at the SmackDown Hotel, buddy.
All right, it's fine. Bring
Hashtag
it.
my own damn opinion.
Just bring it. Anyway, but no, I don't know. I really wanted to see Miz Ziggler by themselves. All right, it's not going to be that 3-on-3. What the hell are you doing?
Listen, man. Alec was Plan B. I just have to bring Plan C into this. I just want you to be intimidated while you're giving your opinion. Go ahead and finish.
That's fair. That's fair. I just feel you're detracting from the seriousness of what I'm trying to say. It's not really that serious, but in short, you know, I kind of went with it. I'm like, all right, let's see where this can go. Didn't like the finish because I don't understand. I mean, Ziggler gets a win, but it's over Ryback. Who the fuck cares? It's Ryback. It's not really impressive. I wanted to see him go against The Miz. Wanted to see them build that more. And then Nation came out, and I know what you're saying, and it makes sense. You guys were talking about this earlier, and you said give it time, patience. And I agree with that. My only thing is I feel like SummerSlam isn't that far away, and I really feel like they really need to start building on this team because nobody knows anything about it yet. They're just standing out there. I think they could have done something. Maybe not even get involved, just a little bit something, just to get us knowing who they are, because we don't know anything about them. They don't have a name. There's nothing about them. They didn't talk at all. They should have at least given them the mic. That's it. They don't even have to give a name. Give one of them the mic, have them talk, just to develop a little bit more. That's what I wanted to see, instead of just standing out there.
Well, that's the question that is at hand, really, and you know, we posed that question to you guys here that are watching the show. We say nation and we throw nation around like
Right.
you know, we're assuming that it's going to be the nation of domination. Not only is that racist because it's 3 black guys in a group, it must be the nation. No, not necessarily. You know, I'm interested to see what you guys think. Do you think it's going to be a Nation of Domination 2.0, or do you think they're just going to keep it at just these 3 guys? I know it's been rumored that Mark Henry's supposed to get in the mix there, but it almost feels like to me right now that it's just a tag team of Kofi and Big E with Xavier Woods as their manager. You know, I could be wrong there, and it seems like them being out there with the Usos, it seems like you know, that's a potential for them to get it on with the Usos, if you will, because let's be honest, we know that Rybacksel's not challenging for the tag titles at SummerSlam. It's just not happening.
Yeah, that would be...
You probably have a better chance of seeing God than that happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't sell the creative team short. I don't know. I think I think there's enough of shitty creative left to really make that happen. No, I agree with you though. That's kind of what I thought too when they showed them backstage, and with having Xavier Woods like in the suit. I don't know. I kind of felt like, and with him coming out being the mouthpiece, I think they see him as being a mouthpiece. I don't know that I would like that though, to be quite honest. I'm not sure that I'd really be invested in a Big E Kofi. That's just another. I don't know. I guess that's one that I would have to give it some time, but I feel like, well, you know, Kofi gets over with the crowd, Big E gets over with the crowd. What do we do with them? I don't know. I'll just put them together and make a tag team. That's like tag team roulette.
Well, it looks like they're going to turn him heel at least.
That would be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing. I think Big E could be a good heel, and we haven't seen Kofi as a heel, so it's up in the air. And I know Booker T did an interview recently. I forget with where, but he was really hesitant of Kofi turning heel. I think it could be interesting. Yeah, it was a really PC response. It was very subdued. You know, I'm doing what the business. I'm reading pretty much what the business tells me to say. You know, but I think it'd be cool. I've said it for a long time. I want Kofi to be heel because I would love to see what he could do.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know. I feel like if the rumors are true and Mark Henry comes back, I think that kind of solidifies its sort of you know, reforming of the nation kind of deal, like Nation 2.0.
Speaking of comeback, though.
Oh my God. Oh
You
my.
didn't think you guys would see it.
He is returned.
CM Punk has returned to RopeBreakWrestling.com.
Exclusively.
And you may be asking yourself right now, why the hell is this jackass putting two effing action figures up on the screen? Makes no sense. Well, sure it makes sense because, we're doing a pretty badass giveaway at SummerSlam, and who knows, these two freaking T-shirt series action figures could be yours. You know what I'm saying to you? They debuted live on Rope Break, the React show, and now they could be in your effing living room. That's I mean,
That's a good deal.
is that a good way to kick off the SummerSlam giveaways right there?
But only if they watch Rope Break Radio. That's it. That's how you got to do it. That's how you got to win.
Yeah, you have to watch all of our shit from now until SummerSlam because we're going to be peppering little things here and there about what our giveaways are going to be and how you can win them. And I've been seeing a lot of people going, oh, I don't win anything. Why even try?
Well,
Oh, you big thong-wearing baby. You want to win an action figure? You want to win 2 action figures, 2 T-shirt series, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar? Then watch. It's as simple as that. Ask any of our viewers that have won in the past. Miracles happen. This isn't Make-A-Wish. I'm not John Cena. But we're doing some pretty dope shit here at Rope Break Wrestling. And if you're a new viewer, like WWE Titantron Man is, dude, you can win free shit. And, tomorrow we're going to give you guys some more information on some of the prizes that we're going to be giving away. And I really, really, really don't want you guys to miss a second of that podcast because we are giving away some groundbreaking shit that we have not given away before. And you certainly will not get on any other site,
Not in the bleachers, not cage side, only in the ring with Rope Break. Can you get these awesome free giveaways? Free. I don't understand it. It's bullshit. It's free. We're giving it away. You gotta pay nothing. Why wouldn't you want to do it? I just don't. The hell with you.
Well, not only that, but why wouldn't you want to watch these 3 handsome men here giving commentary about WWE and giving free shit away?
That's what I'm saying.
Either way, why don't we talk about the absolutely excellent opening segment of Monday Night Raw?
Yep.
The opening segment and the first match. Hashtag holy shit. Hashtag I don't even know what else to say. I mean, let's be perfectly honest with you. Alec, why don't you, get it rolling here, in regards to that first segment on Raw?
Oh, man, where to begin with that? I mean, it started off with, it kind of started off slow with Cena going into his typical gab about everything. This is what I do. Lesnar's coming to get me, blah, blah, blah. But then once Heyman came out, the whole momentum of that segment shifted. And you could tell, like, it got real. And that's what really, like John Cena said, let me get real with you here for a minute. And it really got down to the nitty-gritty of everything. You had the back and forth with Cena and Heyman, and then really Cena going towards the end of his promo, really getting into it, really selling the match and selling his fear of Brock Lesnar and selling, his passion, as he put it, really put it over the top for me. And then Cesaro to come out and kind of say, we're not, buddy anymore, but you don't talk to him like that. And then the corresponding match really made that whole segment worth watching. I mean, and for a John Cena match to open the show is huge because he usually closes the show. But to have him and Cesaro really go at it and to put on a decent match, because Cena's got the 5 moves of doom stigma, really kind of blew me away. And I think WWE did a phenomenal job in really kicking off the show the right way and then carrying that momentum forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in 110% agreement with you there, and we've got some people weighing in before I get to you, Matt. Some people weighing in on YouTube. And it's Tyler Ayers who's joining the show. Tyler, how you doing, pal? Tyler Ayers, of course, is one of the winners that won at the WrestleMania giveaway, a huge giveaway. We gave away multiple DVDs, a bunch of tight shit, and he didn't give us his shipping address, so he lost his giveaway.
Oh,
Hashtag what a waste. Anyway, Chris Real Life.
jabroni.
Chris Real Life, who won last week. That's right, another winner. He says, hey guys, I did get my Brock Lesnar picture, and it's badass. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I did work hard on that. What we want you to do, Chris, is send us a picture of you with the Brock Lesnar picture, and we will retweet it. We'll put it up on our website, and we'll throw it up on the Facebook page as well. So anytime you guys get a giveaway or a prize, please send us a picture to let us know that you got it, so we can share it with the rest of our viewers. Berkeley Pierre says, LOL, I watch. Not sure what you mean there, Berkeley.
I think he's just saying he watches.
Yeah, we know you watch. We know you watch. Berkeley Pierre, a loyal Rope Break fan. He's always on watching our show. And Berkeley, we thank you for that. Maybe a prize in line for you. You know what I mean? Speak up. We've got, looks like to be another new viewer, though, tuning in. That is Cortomos Randy 83. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not, a language teacher, but he says, what do you think will happen after Lesnar loses the title? Before we get into that, we'll get Matt's opinion on the opening segment, and then we'll also answer Chris Real Life's question as well. But Matt, why don't you go ahead and speak on the opening segment, and what you think it means for Cesaro?
Oh man. I've been seeing a lot of people talking garbage about Cena's promo. And listen, I'm not the biggest Cena fan going. I've never had any inclination. I've never had any desire to go and buy John Cena merchandise. I have to lie. I have like wristbands and shit. I sleep with them at night. No, but seriously though, I'm not a Cena fan. He bores me too. But I don't know how anybody can deny that was not one of the greatest promos that he has ever cut. There's people who he says the same things over and over. He just repeats. That's not the point. The passion that he put into that promo. I'm in the middle of trying to do something, and I can't take my eyes off the TV. That is a great promo. I don't care what anybody says. It had nothing to do. I didn't even care what he was saying. It's just what he was saying you could feel, and that is what makes a good promo great. And he pulled that off. And this is what kills me, is that we see stuff like this sporadically throughout the year, and we know he's got this potential. Why the hell is he not doing this every night? He could easily become one of my favorite wrestlers right now if he did that every single night. Cut passionate promos, prove that he wanted this. I'm excited now for Brock Lesnar Cena. I could give two shits last week. I didn't care. I was like, it's going to be all right. I'm a little bit invested. After that promo, after Heyman came out and blew the doors in, after Cesaro came out and finally said some couple of words on his own, now I'm excited. Now I'm like, all right, this match is going to be
He made him count, too. He made his words count.
He made his words count.
And going,
absolutely.
If you want the key to my heart, it's through sneakers. And anytime you can come out and make fun of somebody's sneakers, everybody that enjoys sneaker shopping or collecting sneakers, whatever, everybody knows the ultimate insult is to say, "Where'd you get those sneakers? Kmart?"
Yep.
I think that's worse than any other store. And of course he's right, because Cena has that whole line of bullshit clothes at Kmart. That's the best part about it. That is the best part about it. I was laughing my ass off.
And
honestly.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you. You get some pretty sweet pair of Skechers shape-ups at Kmart.
Well, as far as the opening segment, as far as I see it, and I want to mention what Berkeley Pierre commented here. He said Cena has new moves. As far as the whole segment moving into the match goes, again, to piggyback off of what you guys said, excellent promo from John Cena. sometimes he starts yelling and shit, and it's kind of like, oh Jesus, I don't want this. But tonight he had the veins coming out of his neck. He throws the mic down. He even swore. Here's a perfect contrast. Earlier in the promo, before he really turned up the heat, he used the word friggin'. And I actually tweeted sarcastically saying, John Cena says friggin', Attitude Era, must be coming back.
Return
Sarcastically.
imminent.
Yeah, return imminent. But then, before, just as I got that tweet off, he starts getting into it. And he ends up throwing the mic down saying, what, son of a bitch or something like that?
Yeah.
And, that's not something that we see out of John Cena, just for the fact that he's, the role model of the company. He's the role model of the company. He's always, trying to be that guy that the kids look up to. And for him to come out there and use that profanity, I know it's something small and stupid, but that does a lot for us fans that aren't necessarily John Cena fans, in saying, oh my God, that makes it seem more real. Because he's not just feeding us the same line of garbage. Now, as far as his new moves go, him implementing them in the match, and they're not new moves. John Cena has known how to do these moves for a very long time. And he actually had a lot of these moves, notably the Hurricane Rana, in his repertoire at OVW before he was called up to WWE in the early 2000s. It really goes on to what every other main event superstar over the years has done. You look at a guy like Bret Hart, who, when he was not in the main event spotlight, was doing jumps off of the second and top rope, shit like that. But then once he got into the Stardom, it's kind of like they put it on cruise control so that they can preserve themselves and not get injured, prolong their career. And I don't fault anybody for that. But it is cool, and it makes it a little bit cooler when we see Cena do shit like the Hurricane Rana and, other moves like that. The AA off the top rope, that was awesome.
Yep.
There's no reason why that shouldn't have been in a pay-per-view finish before. Now, what I really want to note is what that does for Cesaro. Cena breaking those moves out in that match says that he thinks Cesaro is legitimate enough of a contender that he can't just use his regular repertoire. He needs to pull out all the stops. He needs to bring in these other moves in order to beat this guy. And that is what makes, even though Cesaro lost, he comes out of that match looking much better than he did before. And, we've talked about in weeks past, he was really faltering. Really losing steam. Now he's got that match on SmackDown last week with Dean Ambrose, which was a great match, especially for SmackDown. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and take a look at that. And then he's got this match tonight, and he even got to say a few words. It makes me think that they're not, gonna drop Cesaro and really drop the ball on him. Looks like maybe after SummerSlam they might have something for him. Question is, what do they do with him at SummerSlam? Because he's kind of just out there for the time being. But a really good match from him and Cena, and I really, 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 before I turn it over to you guys for final thoughts on that, I want to note Cesaro uses the Cesaro swing just one day after the internet reports he's done using it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not only that, and that was on purpose. They were like, oh, we have to implement it into this match now just because of that. But not only that, but that superplex from over the ropes, that is one of my favorite moves right now in the WWE. That could be a finisher. If you ask me. That seems like a much better finisher than the neutralizer in my eyes. What do you guys think about that?
Definitely one of my favorite moves too. I completely agree with that. I don't know that I could see that as a finisher because I don't know. It's one of those moves.
Can you see the neutralizer as a finisher?
No, and if we're saying one over the other, definitely I would take the over the top, the superplex over the top rope. Because that it's just pure strength. I mean, there's no leverage there, as they constantly say on commentary, and they're right. There's nothing that Cena can do that really truly helps him. I mean, he can bend his knees a little bit, get a little bit of a jump, but most of that is Cesaro, and it's just impressive. Love seeing when he does that. Yeah, no, definitely, I would take that in place of the neutralizer in a heartbeat. That move just looks ridiculous, and nobody can really sell the neutralizer properly. It's really difficult to sell because you're trying to like protect your head, and it just looks awkward. Doesn't look devastating. So yeah, over the neutralizer, definitely would take that super.
And I have some breaking news right now. Quartermost Randy 83 is not a new viewer. In fact, it is the original rope breaker, Randy motherfucking Hill.
Oh, man.
My God.
Woo!
Randy Hill.
Back before back in the days when you guys were still cuddling a Cabbage Patch, Randy motherfucking Hill, otherwise known as Stokes Murdoch in the streets of San Antonio. This guy was rolling with RopeBreakWrestling.com since the inception. I'm talking like before we had 100 likes. We're now up to 2,000. This guy's been a supporter for that long. So, Randy, really appreciate you tuning in to the show. Thank you for all the support that you've given us over, the past 9 months or so, whatever it's been that we've been in existence. We really appreciate it. And now he comments in, and he wants to let us know that the use of bitch in the WWE is too damn high. I think he's saying that in the guy that says the rent is too damn high.
Yeah.
And that guy's voice with that guy's sideburns. And I think, you know what? It is becoming kind of a overused word for Brie and Steph. It's almost like they're forcing it now. But I don't even care. I love it. I love where that's going.
It's just because they can get away with it. So, might as well use it.
Right. And I think as far as the word bitch goes, what I really want to, get on while we are here is the character development that we are seeing within the Divas division. It is absolutely unprecedented right now, and I know that we all miss the glory days of Trish and Lita, but right now, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I don't really remember the last time that we had 3 really interesting Divas feuds. Now, I know they're really not capitalizing on the Cameron and Naomi thing right now. But as far as Brie and Stephanie go, and AJ and Paige go, 2 main event feuds there. We heard, Alex, you alluded to it before the show. We've got people on the Facebook page saying that they are more excited for Brie versus Stephanie than anything else on the card. That is saying a lot. You never, usually, we joke about it a lot, but in most cases, the Divas match is the piss match. You go and take a break, maybe heat up some leftovers, you know what I mean? This is groundbreaking right now. We have potentially 3 Divas matches that are going to happen at SummerSlam if they play their cards right. And, what do you guys think about not only the 3 Divas feuds, but the actual character development that we're seeing? Finally, we've been talking about it for months. Paige is getting the mic. We are learning about Paige, and we can start getting behind her if that's what we want to do. Alec, I know you're a big Paige guy. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, I think it's huge that it's finally happening. Creative finally woke up backstage and said, "Oh wow, look, we have talent in the Divas division. Let's use it." So now you have Paige kind of came on and won the Divas title in kind of a lackluster way, and AJ went away and got married and blah blah blah. Reportedly got pregnant, whatever. But the thing is, AJ came back, won the title back, and now there's this frenemy storyline that's going on. That's really, really, it draws you in because you don't know what's going to happen because it's so unpredictable. One week, Paige could be the heel, and the next week AJ could be the heel, and you don't know, and that's what draws you in. And their characters get better and better and better. And same thing with, Brie and Stephanie. Really, Brie didn't have much of a character before, she left to go take care of, Daniel as he's recovering. And now, she's developing that character. Her acting is getting better. Stephanie speaks for herself, but it's just the Divas division is really improving. And with Cameron and Naomi, I think once, Brie and Stephanie are done, I think that's when creative will step it up and say, okay, we have this feud waiting. Let's push this while still pushing Paige and AJ. So hopefully it stays on a positive outlook and we see a lot more development out of the Divas division.
Yeah, I agree with you. Hopefully they do just have that Cameron and Naomi feud on the back burner. But Matt, I see you there nodding your head. You probably want to give your insight on, the whole character development thing, because I know you're like me and like Alec. We're all pretty big on the character development thing. That is a huge part of becoming a solid superstar.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Alec 100%. I mean, we're finally, like you said, we're finally getting to know who Paige is. I mean, she came in, nobody knew who she was. She got a huge pop on the post WrestleMania Raw, and she was excited about it. We were excited about it, and then she kind of dropped off. Everybody kind of lost interest after a while. They weren't booking her properly. She wasn't really having any meaningful matches. Now we finally get to see her in this awesome feud that I'm excited for, and we get to see interesting TV where remember what happened. I remember exactly what happened during that Divas match. That's not something that I thought that I would ever say. I actually can remember what happened because I cared that much. It had me interested. I was watching. I was glued. The story behind her. We're getting to know Paige. She's a talented wrestler. She really is. She's been wrestling since she was, 16 years old?
I think it was even before that.
Yeah. I mean, even better. Even before 16, she's been wrestling almost her entire life.
Yeah, she's 16 now, isn't she?
But and
she was 18. That's what Jerry the King Lawler said.
Yeah, that's what he says every week.
Damn it, King.
Anyways, finish your thought, Matt.
No, I think it's perfect that they're putting her together with somebody like AJ, who's really made a name for herself in this past few years she's been with the business, really developed her own character, really has come into her own. Her wrestling speaks for itself. So I think, putting her together with somebody who's as good as AJ is really going to benefit Paige, learning from her, taking away what she can. So this feud is going to benefit both divas. And like you said, with the Stephanie and Brie storyline, I mean, that's huge in itself. I think the storyline has got so much depth in it. It's got so many different angles. It's been building up for a while, and this is one of the first storylines in a while that I can honestly say has been building for a long time, but it has yet to become boring. And that's huge because a lot of times they take their time building, and I love a slow build storyline, but a lot of times they take too long, or they don't transition fast enough in the storyline, and it gets boring. Or they have a guy for instance, I'll give you an example, Ryback. After a while, they were slow builded this guy. It got boring. People were tired of him seeing him shell shock 3 jobbers at a time every single week on Raw. First couple times, oh, that's great. Now you're going to do it again on every single Raw. It gets redundant. So this is a storyline I can honestly say hasn't bored me yet, and I don't think it's going to. It's going to culminate at SummerSlam. Bree's going to get a huge push. Divas division is in such an upswing right now, and I am excited. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, in 100% agreement with you there, especially about the feud getting stale and with the slow burn, which is a term commonly used in the business. And, that's exactly what they did with Daniel Bryan and Triple H in their feud, and it culminated in a big victory for Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. It looks like they're doing the same exact thing from WrestleMania to SummerSlam with Bella and Stephanie, and it looks like Brie will probably get that win, and she'll be back on the circuit. Now, in regards to another storyline that we're seeing here, Berkeley Pierre has weighed in on YouTube, and he says, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, no disqualification, Triple H special guest referee. I'm guessing that's what he would like to see at SummerSlam. And I tweeted out, and during a live tweet, that after that display by Randy Orton, I definitely would not mind seeing Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
Mhm.
Because I don't know, I know the whole thing has been between Triple H and Roman Reigns, but I haven't seen anything from Triple H that shows me he's definitely getting back in the ring for SummerSlam. So, not 100% sold on that storyline. And the way that they just had Orton destroy him on a pretty big episode of Raw tells me that there's something there.
Mhm.
We could have used this episode to show more dissension between Kane and Orton, because that's what it looked like we were going to get, was Kane versus Orton, which, by the way, would be a god-awful match, or something I wouldn't want to see at all.
Nope.
But Orton versus Reigns could be a very big deal for me. I am one of those people that is highly in support of Randy Orton. He's just like Cena, to be perfectly honest with you. When he wants to, he can put out some really, really good stuff. Very smart of him to go back for the second RKO to make sure that that table broke. Really did a lot for his character there. And I was tweeting and I was talking to the boys about it. I was really looking. We've really been looking for since Orton's heel turn after WrestleMania last year, or before SummerSlam technically. We were really looking for the real heel Orton. And all we've been getting is this coward puppet Orton. Looks like now he gets right in Triple H's face. He says, I've got a problem with you. And then he goes out and just takes it upon himself to manhandle Roman Reigns and destroy him. That tells me that there's something bigger there for those two. And I'm interested to know what everybody watching thinks. Obviously, the dream scenario and the thing I made the wallpaper for a while back was Triple H versus Roman Reigns. But, what would you think? Would you be disappointed if it was Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns? Because I think they've really got something. Looks like they could have some chemistry. I think it could be good for both guys. I don't think this is my final thought on it before I turn it over to you guys. I don't think that Triple H versus Roman Reigns benefits both. I think Triple H versus Roman Reigns benefits the hell out of Roman Reigns.
Yep.
I do, however, think Roman Reigns and Randy Orton benefits both guys. And if Randy Orton is to put Reigns over at SummerSlam, that does a lot for his legacy and what the WWE Universe or the IWC will think of him. Matt, what do you think about that?
I agree. Awesome segment. Little nuances with him, talking into his ear and just the growl and that. Old school Orton felt it all the way. Was super excited about it. I loved actually that the table didn't break right away. I freaking loved it. I thought it was awesome. Didn't break. I thought he played it off beautifully. Didn't break. Obviously, I don't think that obviously wasn't planned. He goes in, and I thought he played off of it beautifully. And then he got back up, did it again. Awesome. I'm excited actually to see this at SummerSlam, and I actually prefer it over the Triple H feud at SummerSlam. I think this is a better concept because, like you said, it benefits both. And I think that right now, I think they may even go as far as pushing the Roman Reigns Triple H feud until maybe like Survivor Series. I could see them pushing it till then and having it at that pay-per-view. Because, it's kind of like now you've beaten... I feel like you will beat Orton. I think Orton's going to put him over. And I think that it'll be like, now that you've beaten Orton, now you get the King of Kings. Now you have to beat me, and I think that'll put him over tenfold. And that's going to shoot him into the main event. But, I'm super excited to see this pay-per-view, this match. Orton really, as you said, took it one notch above, what we've been seeing. He's not that coward heel anymore that we were getting really annoyed with. He seems to be really going back into that 2009, as a couple of people on Facebook were mentioning, the Viper, Randy Orton, and and I'm glad, because honestly, that was such a great character wasted in such a garbage era. Oh my God, one of the absolute worst eras in wrestling, period. Just terrible. And it was such a wasted gimmick. There was so many great ideas in that era that were just wasted because it was just
Straight Edge Society.
yeah, yep. I think that would have been perfect. That would have worked great right now. I would love to see that storyline on TV right now. That's for a different discussion. Love Orton Reigns. I think it's going to work out perfectly for both guys. Really interested now, especially after this one, to see that matchup.
110% agree with you there. And before we cover our last topic of the night, which is going to be the Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho match, I want to once again open it up for you guys on YouTube. Send in your final questions here for tonight's show. Tomorrow, listen, and we went into overtime here. It's now midnight on the East Coast. Tomorrow, Tuesday, at 7 p.m. Eastern, the hour before main event comes on the WWE Network, we will be doing a live show right here on YouTube. It's called Rope Break Radio. Look for the link on our Facebook page. If you want us to message you the link, feel free to let us know. Send us a message on Facebook and let us know, hey, do you guys mind sending me a reminder that the show's on? We'll do that for you. We've got no problem. Cool thing about tomorrow's show is we will have you guys joining us on the show in the Google Hangout. I know I've got at least two guys here, two people that are watching right now that would love to hop on with us tomorrow and ask questions, maybe even be a part of the panel for a bit. And that is the one of the gentlemen that is going for the throne as the biggest rope breaker out there, Brandon Manuel. Brandon Manuel asking to take part in the Google Hangout. Brandon, if you're still watching, you can do that tomorrow. I will send you the link to join us on the show, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The other gentleman I want to invite to the show, Randy Hill. Randy Hill has expressed his interest about hopping on the podcast. Tomorrow, Randy, you've got your shot. I will message you the link as well. And anybody else out there, if you've got a question that you want to talk about on the podcast, submit it to us. I'll post a status right after this podcast. And if your question makes a cut, we'll send you the link. You can join us on the Google Hangout. Get your face out there, get your voice heard, and essentially mix and mingle with the Rope Break panel. Gentlemen, what do you think about that? You welcome to having a couple jabronis on tomorrow's Rope Break Radio?
I'm pumped. Let's do this. I'm excited. Let's get some jabronis up on the show. For what we've been plugging this for a while now. Everybody's too afraid. Nobody wants to jump on with us.
We're finally getting some fight.
Yeah, I think Alex said it the best. They're afraid we're going to chew them up and spit them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now listen, I want to pose another interesting idea to those of you that are still watching right now on YouTube. And thanks for staying up late with us. We really appreciate all the support that you guys show. Now, I have an idea for you guys, and I haven't talked to you guys about this off the air, so my apologies for kind of just throwing this upon you. But I have the idea of maybe welcoming some of these gentlemen and gentlewomen onto our show, and we will do some sort of trivia. We can do some sort of trivia where we ask them questions, and we're seeing them face to face, so they can't hop and search on the web for the answer. Maybe they even ask us some trivia questions of their own. Kind of like a Stump the Schwab type deal. If you guys remember that show from ESPN back in the day, something interesting like that. We're going to get you guys involved in Rope Break Radio. It's a destination piece of programming on YouTube. Listen, it's not me, it's not Matt, it's not Alex saying it. We've had multiple people say, write to us on Facebook, on Twitter, that we are the best thing on YouTube. I've heard this. Let's hear this. This is from Chris Stover, and Chris may or may not still be watching. He says, you guys are very funny and should have way more subscribers. I enjoy watching you guys on YouTube. That's just one person throwing that out there. There's other people out here that, we're talking about Negro Paulino, Aaron Mason, Randy Hill, Brandon Manuel, Kevin Lindsay, Westlin Coleman, people that are watching every single week, and there's no reason why everybody else that you know should be watching. Get your mom, tell her to stop watching Real Housewives, tell her to hop on the laptop and watch Road Break Radio. There's no reason, fellas. Tell me if there's a reason.
No,
none at all.
No reason. Just ridiculous. It's BS. Bullshit. Complete nonsense.
All right, fellas. Well, it's about that time. It's time for the final bit of the show. Let's go ahead and quickly cover Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins. And I'm just going to say a quick piece on it. I know I always say that, and then I end up speaking for like a half an hour. But what I want to say about it is I think that booking was excellent on it. Perfect. And I tweeted about it, and I said that this match needs to end with a Bray Wyatt run-in. Otherwise, the loser of the match looks really weak because neither of those guys at this point can afford a loss. And I know you're going to say, and I'm not alluding to you guys when I say I know you're going to say, I'm just saying anybody in the universe might say, well, Jericho doesn't need a win against Seth Rollins. Yes, he does. He's building to a match with Bray Wyatt. Alec, don't yawn on me. I'm interesting. He's building to a match with Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam. You have him lose to Seth Rollins on a Raw. It just looks like, I might as well not even watch that match because Bray Wyatt's going to win. Now, we know Bray Wyatt's going to win, but that's a completely different story.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, he can't afford to lose to the old Chris Jericho, especially when he holds the Money in the Bank, because then what's it make Seth Rollins look like when Bray Wyatt beats Chris Jericho at SummerSlam, but Seth Rollins couldn't get the job done? Bray Wyatt running and ending that match, perfect finish for me. Alec, what do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree with what you said. Yeah, there you go, 2 for you, buddy, right up there. Anyway, as I was saying.
Wow. Oh. Wow. You're aggressive today. You're aggressive.
They had full heel turn today. Whatever. All right. Anyway.
Go take a nap.
You take a nap. Let me talk here. I'm trying to talk. All right, so, they had, good booking. They had, the creator of the Money in the Bank versus the current holder of the Money in the Bank. Really, really going at it. Good match, like you said. Neither one could really afford to lose because of the circumstances, Good run with Bray Wyatt at the end. And I really liked the heel reaction he got at the end of that because, in the past weeks he's really had, he's been getting over as a face. And, we kind of talked about that on last week's podcast, but I like that he got the heel reaction, the boos, really sold being, the bad guy in this feud. So, I mean, it was a good match all around, so I'll leave it at that.
Matt?
I agree. 100% agree. Definitely needed to happen that way. And Alex, like the perfect, I love the heel reaction he got. He got that heat from the crowd, and like Alex alluded to, we talked about last on the podcast, and if you haven't watched the podcast yet, don't go check it out because that's very rude. We're in the middle of another one. After this is over, it's on YouTube. Go check it out. It's right there. Go watch it. Watch the entire thing, and then realize you shouldn't have missed it in the first place, and then never miss it again. We have links on our Facebook page. Anyway, awesome segment. Needed to happen that way, like you said. I mean, yeah, if Rollins lost, he hasn't been built up enough period to really benefit, to really be able to hold a loss like that. And same thing with Jericho. He's built, like you said, he's building up Bray. It needed to happen that way. I was excited about it. Plus on top of all that, it got Bray on the show, which is what he needs. He needs to be on the show every week. He's a main event player. They're building him at that status. he needs to be on the show every week. Perfect build. And yeah, just I thought the match was great. And I also just would like to mention what made this show even better, and I know Aussie will agree, and I'm pretty sure Alec will agree, is Sheamus wasn't on it. Can we just take a moment
Because he's
of
sick.
silence and be I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit either.
Yeah, we're sick too. We're sick of him.
Oh my god. Maybe it's like a month-long bug that he's got.
You know,
Fingers
now that you
crossed.
said that, we're going to get those rope breaks. Oh, man, I didn't like Sheamus. I don't care. Sheamus sucks. Continue.
No, don't continue because I've got a bit to speak on it. I hope Sheamus caught that black plague that somebody in Japan has. Because quite frankly, I don't give a
Oh
damn
my
about
god.
Indiana.
I was gonna say something about that. I was gonna mention that. I thought it might have been a little too close to home, a little too raw. But you know what? You already touched on it. Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I agree.
And now I've quickly got bad news. It looks like we're running short a guest for our podcast, Marcus. Randy Hill has just informed me he's scared to join the show.
What?
No, he's not scared. Unfortunately, I put Randy on the spot. He has to work tomorrow night, so he will not be joining the show live this week. But maybe next week. That opens up a spot. Tyler Ayres, anybody else out there, you think you can hang with the big dogs, with the RBW? We're too sweet.
RBW.
If you haven't noticed, check out that NWO video on YouTube. Right on our YouTube page. You already subscribed to it. If you don't, Dean Ambrose is bound to kick in your bedroom door in the middle of the night and start beating the shit out of you. So right now, if you don't subscribe. It's right there on the screen somewhere. Subscribe. Check out our video. Let me just say this. Matt is doing a Scott Hall impression, and yes, even throws a toothpick at some point in the video. So it's definitely a must-see. And with that, I know we kind of cut you off, Matt, but let's kind of wrap it up here with a final closing statement. Last week, all three of us panel members here basically dropped a pipe bomb on the outside media, whatever you want to say. Everybody that was shitting on Lana, everybody that was shitting on the WWE for that Russian United States feud, we dropped a pipe bomb. It's on last week's Rope Break Radio. Go check it out because guess what? I've got confirmation. They heard it. They saw it.
Yep.
They said, "Oh my God, did you see the Rope Breakers?" This was Triple H in Vince's ear. He was like, "Hey Vince, did you hear about the Rope Breakers?" Or no, sorry, I can do a better Triple H. Ready? He said, "Hey Vince, did you hear about the Rope Breakers? And I've got a $2 slot for my wife."
That was. I honestly hope you throw that on your impression CD. That was beautiful. I would love to see that on there.
And Vince was like, "Damn it, Triple H. Vince didn't screw the universe. The universe wants to screw Lana." What?
All right, Vince. Get a little...
Either way, whether it be
Right,
Vince Hogan or Macho Man, those three kind of come together
Yeah, that was
when I impersonate them.
definitely.
But either way, the important thing is they listened. We saw Jack Swagger and Rusev back in action. Not in action, but you know what I mean. They're back in the saddle again, so to speak. It looks like that's going. It looks like we are not going to see Sheamus versus Miz because Sheamus's candy ass got sick, probably of himself. So hopefully we see Ziggler versus Miz at SummerSlam. That's what I want to see. It'll probably be a kickoff match or some shit like that, you know what I mean? Oh, Intercontinental Championship, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Bret Hart, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Owen Hart, throw it on the kickoff show. That's probably what'll happen, but I guess that's best for business.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys speak your final word if you've got anything else to say about Monday Night Raw, or if you've got anything else to say to these jabronis that are still listening. Berkeley Pierre saying 1 hour with you guys. Berkeley, thanks for sticking it out for that 1 hour, bro. We really appreciate it. Just for that,
Yeah.
right now, Rope Break Wrestling is subscribing to Berkeley Pierre on YouTube. And you guys will subscribe to you too. Throw us a bone. You know what I mean? Berkeley Pierre's been chilling here for an hour with us. No wonder why I'm going to subscribe to him. And we're his first subscriber. But Matt, Alec, final words on the show. What do you got to say?
Alex,
Well, I'll go for it, I guess. Good episode of Raw, I guess. I'll give it an A minus. Entertainment value was great. Matches were great. Good episode of Raw. Tomorrow, 7 p.m., Rope Break Radio. If you're not there, I got a room for your ass at the SmackDown Hotel, room 316. So let's be there, or I'm putting you there with Sheamus.
Oh, man. What did I think?
Actually, hold on, Matt, you wait. No, because I'm gonna let you close the show today.
Oh wow,
I'm gonna let you close the show today. So I will give my final words here before you, and then we'll close it out with Matt, and he'll kiss you goodbye. In regards to Alec saying Sheamus is in room 316, my final words is I give this week's Raw an A minus like Alec. And if Sheamus really is in room 316, I'm going to go straight to the top of that son of a bitch and burn it straight to the ground. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold Aussie said so.
Beautiful.
Oh man. Woo! I closed my eyes for a second. I honestly thought Stone Cold was right there. Got a little excited. But seriously, what did I think about the show? It doesn't matter what I think. Awesome show. Holy shit. Great show. A lot of excitement, a lot of entertainment, a lot of wrestling. Us three guys could come together and agree. Amazing, amazing show. Just like this one. I enjoyed it. I got to give it an A minus as well. Just, clean sweep A minus from all three of us rope breakers. And for Alec, for Aussie, and for Matt, this is Rope Break. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Rope Break.
Good night, jabronis.
Toodaloo.